Kawasaki KD80, just kick it. Kawasaki KM100, just kick it. Kawasaki KE100, just kick it. Welcome to the Kevin Bergeron YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kevin. If you like working on vintage two-strokes and how-to videos, I'm your guy. So welcome. And if you guys could do me one other favor, is hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, so when I post a video, you don't miss out. I'll talk to you guys later. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? Kevin here, coming at you with a video from my living room. Yes, I have a dirt bike in my living room. Yep. Okay, so we are dodging raindrops, and it has been absolutely crazy. So we're not doing this right at the moment. I'm just doing the first part of the video here, the first leg, and wanted to talk to you guys about this is a Suzuki DS80. And this is the one I did a video on. It has a bad crank bearing. If you go watch the video on the what a bad crank sounds like, this is it. This is the bike. I have the seals, the bearings, and the gasket kit to put this together. In fact, you can see the damage on the bike right here for the clutch, and the end of the little ball on the end here is broken off. So as you guys remember, I put the new ones on the handlebars, so we have to install these too. So if you have a DS80 and you need a brake lever, here's the brake lever part number for a DS80. And if you need a clutch lever, which is this one here, they are different, and I'll give you the right there, clutch. And that's for the clutch. Okay, so what we're going to do with this bike is, in order for this bike to be in my collection, obviously it has to run, and it has to run good. The chain needs to be lubed and adjusted. You can see down here it's nice and floppy. So got a little bit too much slack. It's got good tires on it, or fairly good tires. They are worn, but you know, it's a small bike. So we are going to be pulling the engine off on this bike and disassembling it, doing the crank bearings and crank seals, and all new gaskets. And I'll show you how to do that. It is missing the shifter. I do have it for this bike. It came with no seat. So how did I acquire this bike? This bike right here came to me from a gentleman who wanted me to fix it. I told him how much it was going to cost to really do all this work. You know, you're looking at about between $450 and $500. It's basically, it's all labor to tear one of these things down, strip it down, put all new seals on it. And he says, well, geez, the kid who rides this bike is kind of big for it. He says, I think I'm just going to get him a bigger bike as opposed to fixing this one. So he took the bike back with him. And then he called me up. He says, you know what, Kevin? If you want the bike, I'm going to give it to you. Obviously, I can't sell it the way it is. So he gave it to me. He donated it to the channel for us to teach on. So I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. And what caused the crank bearings to go? Now, for every problem, there is a cause. And I saw it right off the bat, and he knew kind of what he did. So anyway, right here, I don't know if you can really see it too well, it's kind of dark in here, where the carburetor is, right on the intake. See how the carburetor is sitting where it's supposed to be? Well, that carburetor wasn't sitting into the intake. It was back almost 1/4 of an inch, and it was sucking air at the bottom. And what ended up happening was, and I'm sure we're going to see some more damage. There's going to definitely be more damage. But the bike was in the beginning process of burning up, just because the carburetor wasn't sucked on there all the way. And he also did another very bad thing. He had 50 to 1 in the tank here, and 50 to 1 in the oil injection system. Yeah, the oil injection system is not supposed to have fuel mix in it. It's supposed to have straight two-stroke oil. It automatically mixes it. And guess what, guys? This bike is not a 50 to 1 bike, so it burnt up the crank. It had way too little oil to lubricate the system. She probably held out for as long as she could and then said, guys, I gotta check out. So I can't wait to see the damage that's in. This bike does run. It just does not run good. So check out that video. Alright guys, well, let's get this thing moved out, and I'm actually doing this in the house because, like I said, it is raining. So I'm going to move the bike, get this off the carpet because, well, quite frankly, I won't get oil and grease on the carpet, and my wife will kill me. So anyway guys, let me move this and I'll be back. Alright, let's get you guys in the stand. We'll get crack-a-lacking. But before I do, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so when I post a video, you don't miss out. Alright, and then you can see right here, I got my... We're not doing this part tonight. Tonight we're just pulling the engine off. But I have the gasket kit and the new crank and oil seal, crank seal bearings, crank seals and bearings that we're going to be installing at a later date. Alright, let me get you guys in the stand and let's get this crack-a-lacking. Alright, and one more thing. This is an egg carton. These are great for putting bolts and stuff in. So as we take them out, I'll keep them in this thing so they stay organized. And when I go to put it back together, I just go in the reverse order. So first thing, the seat is not bolted in. There's two screws that hold that in. I'm going to take that out. I need to get a screwdriver. Okay, let's see here. Boom. And I got these from Vessel. It doesn't come in the kit. My son got these for me as a Christmas present. He says, "Dad, you need to get some JIS screwdrivers." So I got these nice handles, and they're Japanese industry standard. So can you see what I'm doing? Okay, I'm taking off this cover here. Trying to get all the covers off. So we're going to pull the whatchamacallit there, the exhaust off first, get that out of the way, then the carburetor air box. Alright, let's get this out of here. Boom, boom. Okay. Trying to stay out of the camera's way here. Okay, 10mm. Right there, yep. Okay. Taking off the mount right there for the exhaust, and then up in the front down here. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna have to move you around. Okay, top one. And then there should be a bottom one. Okay. Now I should be able to take this exhaust off. Should slide forward out of the back muffler piece. Okay. That. Okay. And now the exhaust is off. Okay, so now we have to undo the carburetor assembly and this clutch cable. This clutch cable is kind of a pain in the neck, alright, just because of the way it's sitting in there. So I'm going to try undoing it from here first, see if I can pull this up and then back the cable out. Ideally, you should be able to undo the clip that holds this on, but I've had very bad luck with that pin in that. So let's see if we can take it off that way. Get a socket. Okay. Like that. Like that, and then the whole rod will come out if you let it. But we're not going to let that happen. This, by the way, will come out when you clock it. It'll slide right out of here. I'll show you that after. It goes into the clutch itself, but it actually moves. So let me see if I can get this thing to come off the spline, hit like that. Okay, but this rod right here comes out. And all it is a worm gear right down below here. And then that little gear right there rides on it when you pull the clutch. It turns it and cams it over. So if that pops off on you, it's not a big deal. That's how it's supposed to do it. But it can freak you out if you never did one before. And all of a sudden, you go to pry that out, and then that happens. There's a clip underneath here. Okay, pins out. I forgot I replaced the pin, the cotter pin on this one. So, okay, put all that away. And then when you're done, if you can, put your stuff back, the bolt back in it, because the worst thing you want to do is put this bike back together and be all done and go, where did that bolt go? And then, like, oh crap, that's where it goes. Okay, so now that's that. Boom, boom, boom. We don't really care about the clutch adjustment right now. So we're just trying to get this all backed out. I think I actually told you guys the reason why this motor went was because the carburetor wasn't on correctly. Okay, so clutch cable's out and off to the side. We're going to undo this front motor mount real quick while we're right here. So let me get a socket for that. Let's see. Boom. Okay. And then, okay, here we go. Oh, too short of a socket. Okay, and that's one out. Okay, now what I gotta do is do this quarter wire. All right, boom, boom, boom with that. And then there's two more mounts. There's a bolt up there, the bolt down bottom, and then that part should be out. But we have to fight with the other side. The other side has all the cables. So let's go flip this bike around and get the other side off. Alright, so now we got the bike turned around. I'm going to do the same thing, take this cover off right here. Phillips screw underneath. The bike is in really good shape. Okay. Pop the cover off. Then we're going to take the air box itself off, the whole thing. It's held in with a couple screws, and then looks like one of these is incorrect, but that's okay. I actually have tons of parts for this thing, so boom, boom, boom. Let's okay, the air box right here. That's where the air filter is right there. You got to take that off first in order to get the carburetor out. So a lot of people just try pulling it out, and it's It's not a good idea. A rubber mount right there. Okay, so now I'm going to move you guys this way here. Okay, and then let's see here. Let's see what's next. Before we pull the carburetor, I'm going to pull this cover off the side here. Alright, we're going to get that off there because where we need to go is we have to undo the chain and we have to undo the oiler. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here is the cable for the oil pump. And that right there mixes the fuel and oil together. So let's get this cover off. Let's try out these new screwdrivers. Wow, these bolts are tight. Okay. Alright, that's a little too tight for me. I have to get my impact here. Hold on 1 second. Let's attempt to take them off with this. Okay. That's 1. 2. Both those. 3. Should be 4. 1 in here. Yep. Okay. Alright. So, got the chain guard off and magneto cover off. And all 4 of the bolts are the same. But if I was taking this bike apart and there was a different size bolt, I would draw a picture of this onto a piece of paper or cardboard or a pizza box, poke the holes in it, and put these in each hole for which they came out of. But since they're the same, it don't really matter. Okay. So typically I would have to move the bike. I'm going to put this light here. To get the, I don't know if you can see that or not. Here we go. Go down. Right there. The master link is right there. Perfect. Okay, I am going to have to move it back, but at least I can get it off, no problem. Alright, let me get my nose. See if we can't get that link off. Okay. Perfect. If we get this chain off, that'd be great. Okay. Chain is so dried up, it needs to be replaced. Yeah, it's just so dried out. Okay. Alright, I'm going to rotate the bike backwards a little bit, right there. And the reason why I'm rotating it is so that it goes into that open area. So I get the chain off like that. Put this master link away. And then we can get to that cover right there. Okay, so there's the cover we have to get to. One. Two. Okay. Nice. Now I get the cover off. 2 screws to the cover. And now you can see right here I got my what do you call it there? All my linkage for that. Alright, now this thing is kind of tricky to do because, well, it doesn't quite fit the way you would think it does. So the cable goes through it. And it's like a quarter turn and a pull. So I'm trying to do this with the light. And okay, hold on 1 second. And they're plastic too, so they're kind of a tricky thing. Alright, this is not the brass type, so I got those confused. Okay, so on this one right here, this white clip, see that line? You can see where it holds in. So this particular one right here, see how it's got a small side, small groove? Then you rotate it over, it's got the circle. So on the cable, all this one does, let's see if I can show you a better way here, hold on. Let's see if I can do this a little differently, hold on. Yeah, there's really no way to do this. Okay, that's pretty bright, but that'll work. Okay, see a little end? That right there fits inside the cable. Like that, it makes that style into a round. So on this particular, on the plastic one, with the line, you just, you gotta take that arm, push it upward, and then the cable comes up like this, comes out of it, and then you pull it off. And that's how you release it. And do not lose this little piece. Very hard to find. Okay, now I got that cable part out, and then we just got to unscrew it from the engine. And this bike is going to get a clear oil line, not a black one, because I like the clear ones because that shows me that there's oil flowing through it. Everybody always says to me, how come you like that automatic oiling system? Well, I don't have to mix my oil together. It's one less thing I have to do, and that's been around for 100 years, and it works great. So, let's see here, what size is it? We're driving 11. It's been around for 100 years, so it works great. Never had an issue with one, except for my yellow bike, and that over-oiled when that went. Okay. And then we can remove that cable. Okay, that's it for that. Tuck that up in the back. Okay. Next step, the carburetor. The carburetor has to be taken off. Okay, so now we'll undo the fuel line. Let me grab the other one of these, a small one. These are body panel clips. This was a snap-on, but you can get these at AutoZone or Advanced or any auto parts store. These are for just removing body panels. Okay, fuel line. Just like that. That's out. And then the clamp should be right there. Yep. So let me get a, whatchamacallit there, a screwdriver. That can take off that clamp. Once I get that off, the carburetor should be free. Oh, give me a minute. Okay, alright. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Okay. Once you get the carburetor clamp loose, loosen it a little bit more than normal. Then once again, these body panel tools help pop it off. Gives you a great place to pop it off from. Okay, now we'll take this off. That's the oil injection tube right here. So that comes off like that. With the air intake mount, and then we'll undo that top slide cap. You see how I'm doing? Yep, just want to make sure you can see. Crack it loose. Slide that right out. Carburetor is off and all ready to be cleaned up. Then I'll just slide this out of the way. Okay, move this right up out of the way here. Do it in a way that it's going to remain safe and it's not going to be hit by anything. Okay, so the oil line, the only thing I have left is my magneto wiring, which comes up here. Let's take a peek at that. I might have to take the tank off, but may not at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Looks like one plug right there, but looks like it goes under the tank part there. So let's get this tank ripped off. And that tank is only held on with a couple of bolts. One right here on that side and on the other. I'm going to take those off. I'll be right back. Alright, now I'm going to pull this. This is just a rubber guard for the tank. So it seats on there, it just sits up here, protects the frame and gives the tank something to sit onto. Rip that off and then let's get that wiring unplugged. Now I should be able to slide this back. Get that out. Like that. You see what I'm doing here? Like that. I'm just going to pull this down. Unplug that. Then I'm going to put it back where I came from because it came through up here. But I'm just doing that so I don't forget. And then there's a plastic strap here. And it's got a release tab on it. So let's see if we can save this tip. Just pull up to release it. And that undoes the wiring. Then the magneto is disconnected. Okay, so the only thing we have left now is the oil reservoir tank to drain the oil out of that, and the whatchamacallit there, and the engine mounts, and then we're out. So, sorry about that. Two mounts. One bolt is right here on the frame, down below, right here, and the other one is right there. Whoops, sorry. Right there in the back. I'm going to grab those. I'm going to get those out real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, and the bottom one is a super long one. And this one right here, the spacer, this goes on the magneto side or the shifter side on the bottom. Top one is just a plain one. I stand correct. This is also one of these spacers on the other side too. It says engine floats right in the middle of them. And they are both the same. Forgot all about that one. So it goes bottom bolt, spacer, engine, spacer, and then the nut. Okay. I moved the engine a little bit on the frame just to make sure everything's all good. And here's the oil line right here. That's in the back. I have to cut that. I'm going to cut that oil line, this line right here, this rubber hose, going into the oil. I'm not going to use it, so I don't care about it, but I just need to cut it so I can drain the oil out of it and not have to worry about, that's going to be the clear line. So I'm going to do that off camera because I need the space to do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, then all you do is just lift it off the frame after you get the 3 bolts out. And there she is, right there. So guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hanging out with me. And we got this engine off, so the only thing left to do is tear it apart. Put the gaskets and crank seals and bearings in it. Then pop it all back together. And fix all these little wrongs that make them all right. And then, yeah, we're going to be good to go. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out.